and there are 4 quarts in a gallon. So therefore, a gallon of any liquid will equal 8 pounds. So this is kind of like an overhead rope tri-step extension. So I'm going up like this and over, up like this and over with the towel. If you choose to go this route, just be careful, go nice and slow. Make sure that your hands are behind your head, not even with your head, because you will hit yourself in the back of the head with these. And it's not fun getting hit in the head with 8 pounds of anything, let alone 16, 32, whatever you decide to do. Okay, so our next movement is going to be a bicep curl. For this, we'll take our soup cans. We're going to have our hands in a what's called a supinated grip. So supinated grip means that your hand is facing away from your torso, your body. A pronated grip would be your hand facing towards your body, your palm that is, facing towards your body. And a neutral grip is your hand parallel with your body. So neutral grip like that, supinated grip like that, pronated grip like this, okay? A lot of your pulling motions are going to be with a pronated grip. Think of it like rowing a boat. Rarely do you row a boat like this. There is a place and time for a supinated grip with pulling motions, but we're not going to institute that today. Neutral grip is used a lot for all types of pushes and pulls. Mostly your supinated grip will be for bicep engagement in your exercises. So to do a proper bicep curl, we're going to sit upright, not leaning forward too much, not leaning back to really kind of swing that weight. We're going to sit upright with our back against our chair, and we are going to start in a neutral grip relative to our body, so our hands will be neutral like this. So we are going to do in a nice, slow, controlled motion. Slowly supinate your hand relative to your body as you go through this bicep curl. See how I'm doing that nice and slow? The sooner that you can get your hands supinated, the faster your actual bicep peak will become engaged. So what I like to do, some people don't start supinating until they get up to here. You're not getting maximal involvement of that inside of your bicep that way. I like to get that supinated right away and come through. Right away, squeeze at the top, really squeeze that bicep peak at the top and come back down. You'll notice throughout this movement, I'm not swinging like this. I'm not doing that like that. If you have to do that, you're too heavy a weight. Go to a lighter weight, smaller can, whatever you're using. Just lighten it up. So my feet are flat on the ground. My back is strong, sturdy. It's not leaning back like this. It's not leaning forward. It is in a strong neutral position. My core is always engaged throughout all of these movements. If these soup cans are too light, you can still do the towel trick with a gallon of liquid, or whatever kind of liquid you have volume-wise with a handle on it. So what that looks like, I'm going to feed this towel through the handles here, and then I've got it like this. 2 hands, strong, sturdy hand. You can do it with one, but be careful. I mean, you don't want to have these gallons spill all over your floor. Go slow, see what's comfortable. Start out light. You always want to start out light. You don't want to strain a muscle that'll set you back for weeks. So always start out lighter than you think, and then transition slowly into heavier weights. That's a system called progressive overload, and it's a central thesis to our whole weightlifting philosophy, is that over time your muscles will adjust to the same stimulus. So whether that be the same amount of reps, the same amount of weight, over time your muscles will get used to that and they'll stop growing. So we are constantly trying to overload our muscles by increasing our reps at a weight or increasing the weight and moving up in our rep schemes. For this one, since we're in a chair, we do have to kind of lean forward a little bit, and you'll notice my legs are spread a little bit wider so the weight can be carried throughout. We are not going to be able to get to fully parallel with our arms. We have to kind of stop here at a 45-degree angle just because it's not really practical. We're going to do a lot of swinging that way. And now we're going to carry it up, and with this, you have to do a neutral grip throughout most of the range of motion. However, as you come up, you can supinate your hands into that grip, into that supinated grip, where you'll involve more of the peaks. This neutral grip really kind of builds a thickness to your bicep. It really kind of makes it broader, whereas the supinated will really build that peak. So I like to use both. It's a great workout, and it's really engaging that bicep throughout the whole movement. So as you can see, I'm really squeezing at the top, controlling the weight the entire time, nice slow reps, and engaging my entire upper torso, keeping it tight. I'm not rocking. I'm just making sure my core is engaged and I'm keeping that sturdy foundation. Okay? Again, 8 to 12 reps, 3 sets. That's best practice for when we're starting out. As you progress, and maybe you say you want to start some Olympic weight training or something like that, there are all types of rep schemes, programs to follow online. Most of them are free. Some of the top ones are paid. However, you can find a lot of free programs online. Just make sure, again, you consult with your physician, you listen to your body, and you're comfortable with what you're doing. Never push yourself too hard. You should be slightly uncomfortable, but you shouldn't be in any pain. All right, now to wrap up our workout, we are going to do a lower body portion. We're going to do leg extensions from a seated position, which involves us going like this, extending our legs out. It's a quad activation as well as a calf activation when you're keeping your toes up and flexed towards the ceiling. So not a whole lot, like I said earlier, of posterior engagement in this, no hammies, no glutes really, but it's a lot of anterior, which is your front, and then your calves. So we will do 8 to 12 reps of this, simple leg raises out, and really kind of squeeze at the top or whatever your maximum range of motion is. So really squeeze those quads at the top, keep our toes up so our calves are engaged. If you want more weight, I have a backpack here. You can just put some weights in the backpack, whether it be your cans of soup or maybe your laundry detergent if you're feeling really bold and like you can lift heavy weight. And what I'll do is I'll just set that on my legs here. I'm going to keep my toes pointed up, and as I come down, I'm going to just keep that on my legs, and that's going to increase the strain and the weight that my legs are carrying throughout the motion. So nice controlled, slow motion throughout the movement. Typically, I'd like to count to 2 on the way up and on the way down. That's really just allowing my muscles to kind of carry that weight, and I'm not going herky-jerky like this. That's not what you want to do. You want to go nice and slow, controlled weight. So that is our workout video today. Keep in mind, moving forward, we will kind of step up the intensity, discuss more cardio options as well from a seated position. But I just wanted to get you guys the foundations of our weightlifting program today. If you have any questions or anything like that, make sure you ask your IL staff or leave a comment in the YouTube section and we can address those moving forward. Again, always keep in mind, be safe when you're doing these exercises. Consult any physicians that you have in regards to the safety of them for you as an individual. Not everybody is going to be able to complete every exercise that we are doing. Just complete what you can to the best of your ability. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. You guys have a good and safe and fun spring, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thanks.